The beloved Russo brothers are back directing their latest film, which is streaming right now on Netflix. I know there's a lot of talk about it, but I'm here to give you my thoughts, which I think you might appreciate. Folks, let's jump into the review of the new film, The Electric State. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film, The Electric State, which is streaming right now on Netflix. The Russo brothers, we love them. They have given us some of our favorite films of all times, but nonetheless, they are back with their latest project, The Electric State, which reviews are already out. And a lot of people wasn't too high on this film. And I'm here to say that I did not mind this film at all. And the reason I didn't is because my expectations when it comes down to Russo brother films. Like, yes, I know we've gotten some of the best Marvel films, some of the best entertaining films of all time, considering their work. But if you take a look at some of their other projects that isn't Marvel, I mean, their DNA is all over this one, and you will see resemblance of all their other projects exactly in this. With that being said, my expectations in terms of what I knew I was going to get for a Russo brothers film that wasn't Marvel, it fit right in that box perfectly. With even a lot of, as I mentioned, their DNA all over this, with even a lot of things that you can kind of look at this and say like, yeah, I kind of feel the inspiration from their Marvel work here and whatnot. So yeah, listen, my expectation was exactly what it was, and with that, I was okay with it, absolutely okay with it, and I think you know it's a bad problem for them to have that. Our expectations are so high with them, and yet we're so patient because you never hear bad commentary around them. But let's be honest, when it's not Marvel, it's really a hit or miss, and that's fine, because I think for all of our comic book loving fans there, we know the Marvel stuff is definitely going to do what it do. But for the other stuff, I think, like, again, be patient, because number one, the one thing that Russo brothers does that we all love is that they continuously use their same little network of friends yet actors. So you know you're going to get folks who have played in Marvel films in these other films, such in this instance, or this time, with Chris Pratt being one of our leads alongside of Millie Bobby Brown. Now, I'm going to start off by saying the two of them together definitely has their moments. I think Chris Pratt definitely knows how to get his chops in. He definitely knows how to invoke a lot of feeling and emotion. And I think Millie does a really good job in terms of really creating that, almost that damsel in distress at time, but like the determined young kid who, you know, who's out to meet or reach whatever her goals or aspirations may be. So I think like she's always been at least watchable when it comes down to seeing her as your lead, because you know you're going to go on a grand adventure. And in this case, she plays the character Michelle, who is an orphan teen, and she is on the road with this mysterious robot to find her long lost brother. They're teaming up together, and they're ready to take on a smuggler and the wisecracking sidekick. A smuggler and his wisecracking sidekick. So that's what the synopsis says, but like to give a little bit of more detail here is we're in a distant future where robots and humans are coexisting. There's a treaty in place. It wasn't always so friendly, but now that some things are starting to become people are starting to cross lines and technology being involved, there's conflict once again. Also, in terms of like the technology that is happening here, people are able to kind of put their consciousness within robots to sort of tether themselves in other locations in order to exist basically in two places at the same time. So you have like a robot instance of folks, and then you also have their human body somewhere. And that's essentially where we see a lot of this journey, is understanding how that dynamics works and the sort of the politics around it. Now, first things first, with these Russo brothers films, you already know the visuals are going to be on point, and they're definitely going to have some epic battles along with a score that just complements it all. A lot of these scenes, you will definitely look at it and say, yep, this feels like a Marvel project from the Russo brothers in terms of the scale of things, how things are sort of positioned, how the score is sort of working. Who I didn't see who the composer of this was, but it feels very reminiscing, shall I say. So with that, expectations were definitely tapped on fun. At least I know I'm gonna have some fun with this one. And with the plot and everything, it certainly wasn't perfect. And it definitely didn't move the needle in terms of my love for the Russo brothers and their work, taking this to the next level of what they've done. But again, fun. Which is why it's streaming on Netflix is exactly where it should be. And we easily know they can drop a theatrical film at any given time. But it being streaming, I felt like this was the perfect choice. Maybe they were aware of it. Maybe they wasn't. Who knows? But nonetheless, whoever made the decision, this was the right decision. Now with the robots now, which was really cool, tons of nostalgia. Really. Mr. Peanut's just where I'm going to go with it for surface level here, but there's so many nods to so many historical robots that were at least the head of their brand or in charge of whatever that certain brand marketing may have been. So that was really cool. I thought that was actually beyond cool. I thought it was super unique to really dive into the bag of do you remember these guys? And then the way that they used them. Mr. Peanut is the leader of the robot resistance at a point, but nonetheless the leader or the president of the robot. So he was fully in charge of the treaty that was in place with the humans. So it's where do we make this stuff at? And yeah, I know this was based on a novel and whatnot, which I probably want to check out. But I thought that was just so cool. And then because there's robots, there's a ton of good voice acting. And when you start to dive into the cast and you start to see the folks who are voice acting here, you're just going to just be wow. And whether you pick it up or not, there's so many good voice actors involved here. Woody Harrelson, he could really do no wrong. Ki Wee Kwan, who both is live action acting, but also is doing some voice acting work as well too. Stanley Tucci's in here. Oscar nominated Stanley Tucci here. And then Alan Tudyk, and then the list goes on and on and on here. And I haven't even talked about my favorite played or voiced by Anthony Mackie, which I was just so thrilled to see him in that capacity, just to really show you just this guy can do it all. To be be Captain America one week, and then he could be one of the most charismatic robots the next week. You know what I mean? But yeah, going back to Chris and Millie, I think they were really cool together. And then I thought Ki Wee coming in was such a great addition. I think it should be studied how criminal it is that it took casting directors this long to understand the talent of this guy. He should have never had a hiatus. He continues to be gold in any role that you give him. And once again, he is golden. I swear, Ki Wee Kwan is a national treasure. We must protect him at all costs. And he was so fun to watch in this. Now, again, bad reviews are out there, but I was not mad at this film at all. I did not hate it like the other ones did. I can almost go on a limb and say I might be down for a sequel, because my expectations was just reasonable with this one. I didn't go in there thinking it's the Russos, it must be better than Endgame. No, I'm just thinking it's the Russos. Let's continue to let them direct and bring these larger than life movies to the screens or to our TVs, that feels bigger than what they are at times. Because this could have easily been a theatrical film, but it's on our television screen. But it feels of epic proportions, these big, massive robots on screen and humans interacting with them and battles going on, and you got the score amping it all up. This is what they do, and I think that continuously allowing them to do so, it's for the entertainment. Yes, they know how to make money, but they're not making Oscar-worthy film of the year material as of right now. To say they can, maybe, but as long as this is working and is bringing in the green, then I think we're okay. And I think we have to understand that. Of the likes of Michael Bay, where we just know Michael Bay is going to give us something entertainment. It could be a hit or miss, but nonetheless, it's going to be entertaining. Your eyes will be glued to what's on there. So production-wise, you already know. The plot, like I said, whatever. But again, I think production-wise, a good blend of CGI and practical. The music, the soundtrack has some hits. I think you will definitely enjoy the music selection they made. But, you know, that's kind of what they do here. Now, when I talk about Mr. Robot, there's a Mr. Robot versus Chappie fight scene. I mean, you're signing up for that, folks. And again, with Mr. Robot being the one of the key components of the human versus human and robots treaty, you know, he's front and center in all these different moments. But like, it's just like Mr. Peanut. Like, are we really doing this? And I've been holding this out for the whole review, but like, Anthony Mackie voices this robot. Herman is my guy. He's absolutely my guy. He's my favorite character in this. He's so fun. He knows what to say and when to say it. And I really have to give props between Chris Pratt, who plays the character Keats, and Anthony Mackie voicing Herm. The banter, the chemistry with those two, it's so good. It's so enjoyable. And I really wasn't expected to have the laughs that I got. You know, yeah, Chris Pratt is in there, so of course you're gonna have some of that Woody Harrelson voice, and of course Key, you know, can get in there, get in some jokes. And then when you have Millie sort of leading the charge when she's on this sort of journey to rescue her brother, to find her brother, you know, you always get behind that and the trauma that she endured. She's an orphan. She lost her mother, her father, and then her brother. And really trying to figure out her way along with all this robot stuff happening in the world. Like, it's a story you easily get behind, and I think Millie continues to take roles where she can really bring so much humanity to these type of characters, and I enjoyed that. Definitely not mad at all. And then when you do have the Millie and Chris scenes together, I think they complemented each other very good, because Chris does a good job in being sort of like the big brother, the comedic relief, you know, the whatever, the person who's guiding the journey, whatever it may be in different fashions. But like, you know, he always finds a way to really complement the second co-star in terms of really making the front line of the film push forward. So I'm here to say, I know a lot of people are saying they didn't like it. I know there's bad reviews. I can imagine what the Rotten Tomatoes score is. I don't care. It's the Russo brothers. You know visually and production wise what you're going to get. I'm here to say you're going to have fun, because you're going to lower your expectations. And you're just going to go in here and say, it's not going to be Endgame 2.0, 3.0, or even better than Endgame. No Marvel period. It's just going to be a granular film, almost in the form of an epic, where you know that, like, wow, this is on my television screen. This feels theatrical. Yeah, sure they could have went that route, but it is on your Netflix account. So you can sit down Friday night, weekend, whatever it may be, hit some popcorn, and then just enjoy this one. That's where you need to be with this one. So you check it out. You tell me if I got this wrong, or am I putting you right in the game exactly where you need to be. The Electric State is streaming right now on Netflix. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts once you do. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content very soon. Thank you for watching.